though. Solid lead in.
Solid lead in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Brian's excited. I'm actually reporting live from setup.
He's live from San
Mateo. Live from San Mateo on the Wi-Fi. So if you had any doubts, the Wi-Fi does work.
All right.
I might be muted a little, so if you hear some beeping and booping sounds, those are the sounds of load in. It's been going super well. We're super excited to do our last sponsor webinar with all of you. We thought we would play some cash to get everybody hyped. All right, let me share my screen here. Thanks everyone for joining. As always, if you have any questions for us, since this is our last webinar prior to load in, feel free to drop it in the Q&A or the chat. We'll have plenty of time for questions. We're gonna hit on a few reminders mostly today. And that's basically it. Give you guys all the info you need to know before you go. So I think there's 5 days now, well, depending on when you get here. There's 4 or 5 days till annual kicking off. If you get here Sunday, we're excited to see you. So I think you guys know all of us by now. I'm Amelia, that's Brian, that's Clayton. We've done these basically every week. So nice to see you all for the final webinar. Will be great to see you IRL soon.
I offered Clayton the opportunity to do another webinar next week, but it might not really have the impact.
I'll be in Redwood Hall in the sponsor lounge where the food is. So if you want to come to the food webinar, that's gonna be a lot of fun too.
There we go. Yeah. Lunch and learn with Clayton.
That's right.
Lunch and learn with Clayton. Cool. All right. A few things to know before you go. We'll get into it. Just a few things on like the checklist and stuff. As many of you know, as Brian so teed us up, we're super excited for the big party on Tuesday from 6 to 8 with ClickUp and Cash. This will be on the Masters stage, if I could correct that right there. So yeah, that's our band that we were kind of playing into. Look them up on Spotify if you haven't already. Listen to it on your flight, on your Uber, whatever it is. They're one of my personal favorite bands. So we're excited. There's some other exciting evening events. We've got happy hour each night. We've got the VIP reception. So for a lot of you, you've already told us who's coming to the VIP reception. That'll be a fun kickoff on Monday. And then we'll close everything out with the wrap party on Wednesday with G2, starting at 5, tentatively going until 6 or until we're done drinking and celebrating the close of SaaStr annual. A few networking things, if you guys are just now tuning in and getting like your bearings with the networking, the submissions for Meta VC do close this Thursday. So that's tomorrow. So if you haven't gotten in your submission yet, and you do want to participate in Meta VC, or if you are VC firms and you want to participate on the other side of the fence, do be sure you sign up for a Meta VC program today. It's kind of the last day to get in before we do our final wave of matchmaking between investors and founders. So you can participate as a sponsoring company. There's no exclusions from that. It's a great program if you're looking to raise your next round of funding. Cool. And then on to Brain Date. So for those wondering, this is the main way you'll be able to network at SaaStr Annual this year, in addition to networking IRL via happy hours, evening events, lunches, etc. We've got Brain Dates. So Brain Dates are these really cool, either small group, so one-on-one or one-on-4 small group or roundtable sessions, which are like 20 plus people. It's the best way to network at SaaStr Annual. It's all based around topics, whatever piques your interest, whatever subject matter you're interested in learning on or mentoring with, that is Brain Date. So they'll be in our Brain Date networking area. Once you come on site, you can sign up for them now. We highly recommend you do it beforehand. I've got a lot of beeping happening. But plan on booking them before you come to SaaStr Annual. You still can book them on site. So if you come and then you're like, oh, okay, I've got time to book the Brain Date and head over there. That's okay too. There's like hundreds of people in it already booking like thousands of one-on-ones. So if you haven't already, good time to book the Brain Date. Sponsor checklist, Sir Brian.
All right, the sponsor checklist. So first off, did you register your team? Ooh, it was kind of overdue at this point. All right, if you haven't done that yet, you missed. It's a big miss. We ask you to go do that because, man, It's a little past due. All right. A couple things. Make sure that everyone's vaccinated. They upload their Vax card, which also means, I'm going to say this 3 times, which also means they cannot pick up, they cannot have one person pick up all badges for the entire team. Each and every person needs to pick up and register their badge. Each and every person needs to pick up their badge. Okay, I said it 3 times. The reason for that is very simple. It has to go and coincide with our health and safety standards. So please do that. Also, COVID tests, you need to have that done within 72 hours of showing and entering at SaaStr. So like best practice on this, people have asked me 8 million times. You get your rapid test if you want. You can get a PCR test. You can get any test that is a viable test to test for COVID, which really I think those are the 2. But if you get your rapid test, take the negative result, put it up to your screen on your MacBook like I have, and it says at the top, it would say, today is Wednesday, September 22nd at 1:10 p.m. And I take a picture of it, and that is a solidified timestamp of your rapid test. Please do that. If not, you can take a test on site. There is a nominal fee involved of $10. I'll put this out there again, like, please do not bring your actual test with you. I've been getting that question. It's kind of gross. I know it's all in good intention and showing that you're doing it right, but a picture will suffice. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of, goo that's going to be showing up. Leave the goo at home.
It's also not valid after 15 minutes. So
I get it.
Take a photo.
Yeah, just take a picture, please. Okay. Okay. You need a picture ID next to your COVID test. That is important. That shows that you are human and you are the human that took the test. Really important stuff. And lastly, the SaaStr Events app. Please go and download the SaaStr Events app. Important piece, as you'll want to have it for the day of, so you know what's happening and when, and where you can find the information that's pertinent to you. Speaking of information that's pertinent to you, if you haven't read it yet, please go see the document that's posted in the chat right now by Mr. Clayton, which is the Know Before You Go. A lot of the questions, I mean this, I love all of your questions, and I'm happy to answer them. I'll continue to answer them, but a lot of the questions that are being asked are in the Know Before You Go. I know this because I've read it. So please read the Know Before You Go. I promise there's a good chance your answer is in there. Okay. Next.
Okay. Good reminders. Related to that, I'm going to swap down to here. So for those wondering, yes, great reminders, Brian. You cannot pick up all your badges for your whole team at once. Everybody has to check in, even your CEO, even if they're speaking, everybody has to do their own check-in because of our health and safety screening. Okay. So even if your speaker's running late, make sure they're not running late because they still have to go through the screening. So registration time. So these are registration and badge pickup, not only times and locations. So as many of you know, which we'll go over in a second, sponsor hall hours begin this Sunday. This is completely optional. So if you want to come set up your booth, get your badge, get your whole team checked in before Monday when we officially open, we do highly recommend this. Cannot stress this enough, since this is the only day that's dedicated for just sponsors. We've got some cool day 0 activities. So we'll do an open AMA with Jason Lemkin, our SaaStr CEO, at 1 p.m. We'll have some attendees picking up their badge as well, but this main area is dedicated mostly to sponsors. It's a huge area, so definitely recommend getting there early to get your badges. If you miss it from 11 to 5 on Sunday, we will be going a little bit later at the Crown Plaza till 7. So if you have a late flight and you want to get your badge and your health and safety screening out of the way, they do a full screening there as well. It's our main satellite location. You can go there till 7. It's fairly late, and I know a lot of people have late flights. So great option for you there. If you're setting up your booth Monday and you get in late, just head over to the Crown Plaza, get your badge. Monday, bright and early sponsor registration opens early for you guys at 7:30 at the Crown Plaza if you're staying there. So if you get in past 7, you can go down to the lobby in the morning, get all checked in, get your badge, and then head over to annual. If not, you can come to the main SaaStr annual campus at 1346 Saratoga Drive, burned into my brain. That will be opening at 8 a.m. And then you can just go straight to your booth afterwards. Start setting up. We'll have coffee, breakfast, everything for you. You need to get ready before attendees begin to show up at 10. So you'll have a little bit of time there before attendees are allowed into the venue. So that's Monday. It's a long day. As you know, we go till either 6 or 7, depending on where you're checking in. Tuesday, hopefully you guys will be all checked in by then. But if you have team members that are swapping, be sure that they are themselves registered. If you're not swapping badges, but you're just swapping people. So like you've got Brian's coming Monday, but Clayton's coming Tuesday to come work the booth. They each need their own badge because we will be ID checking and we'll be verifying vaccines. So for any of your teams that are coming in and taking over the booth, these are the reg time and the pickup times. We will still have satellite reg on Tuesday at the Crown Plaza. And then on Wednesday, we'll have it just at SaaStr Annual since that's our final day. So that is badge pickup hours there. Sponsor hall, yes.
I was going to say do sponsor hall, but I want to get. I don't want to skip lead booster because there is a lot of questions for that.
Great. Yes, let's do sponsor hall hours and then we'll go to lead booster. So sponsor hall hours again, day 0. That's this Sunday, not next Sunday, guys. This Sunday, 11 to 5 Pacific time, which is where the event's in. 11 to 5, you can come load and get your badge. Come for the day 0 content. Come meet the SaaStr team, hang out with us, and get excited. It's like been really fun being here for setup, just to see it all come together. The sponsor hall is looking really cool. And I think it's fun to see it as a festival, which we've never done before. It's pretty exciting. You can get your fun festival wristband like I've got on. Monday, so again, we kind of just touched on this, but the sponsor hall is officially open at 10:30 because attendees will start coming at 10. You guys will be open at 10:30. I will say there's sometimes stragglers. So there's sometimes like early stragglers outside of these hours. Sometimes there's late stragglers. Just be a little mentally prepared that like you might get random attendees sometimes walking through at a time that you're not officially open, but if they're ready and you're ready, you could probably strike a conversation with them. But the majority of your foot traffic will be in these hours. Tuesday open from 9 to 6. Every day there's happy hour in the sponsor hall. And then on Wednesday, we'll have happy hour and then we'll also have the wrap party in the sponsor hall. So lots of activities for constant foot traffic in the sponsor hall. Just something to be aware of there.
Just in case anyone's confused, you're allowed to be happy at any hour at SaaStr. We're going to have happier hours, at the end of the day. But we hope that you're always happy.
True.
This is the thing.
True.
Lead scanner. All right. So you all should have received a lead scanner email from moi last week that had your login details. Some of you didn't. I've gotten those pings and I'm all over it. I promise. Okay. All over it. I actually expect there was like 4 or 5 that I missed. I will have your details this evening. Believe it or not, you weren't the only one. SaaStr didn't have theirs either. So we're all taken care of. Okay. We'll have it all squared away for the final deets tonight. That said, let me just make it kind of clear some of the common questions that are coming in. Okay. Yes. Every single one of your team members can use that credential to log in and use the lead scanner app. No, if the POC has changed for your company to receive leads post the event, you can let me know, but you do not need a new credential. You can use that credential and we'll make sure that you get the leads at the end to the right POC. So life is good there. Third, Tap Towers, they use that also same credential. So please, when you're going to show up, you're going to log into the Tap Tower that way. It's just everything's sort of hooked through this thing called the internet. It's wild. It's crazy, but it'll make sure everything is going to be connected. I know Bill Gates gets me every time. Or is Al Gore, sorry. That's, yeah, really got to lay that one down. All right. So outside of that, I'm getting a few questions that are very in the weeds, which is good. I don't have all the answers for some of the in the weeds Bizzabo questions, but what I can tell you is that I am getting those answers. So if you want to get me questions that are a little bit more detailed, that are like, hey, if the wind blows from the east at 3 miles an hour on Thursday, what do I do? I can get
Thursday. There's no more annual, but
see, that's true. This is true, Amelia. But that said, but if you do have an in the weeds question, it's completely allowed and encouraged. Just make sure you get them to me, and I'll make sure to get you an answer. And Katie, I have you. Don't worry. I have you. But I believe I emailed yours. So that said, just answering your question, make sure we connect at the end of this because I'll send you yours. I know for a fact I have it. Extra F, in fact. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at Katie's right now. Katie, I'll just email it to you right now.
Rock and roll. Teamwork makes the dream work, Clayton.
Yeah.
Any other questions that are really pressing or top of mind for your lead scanners, please drop them into Q&A now. There's no such thing as a bad question. I will make sure to answer them. Okay, good. Anything I missed on that, Amelia?
No, I think you hit a lot of it. Just as a reminder, everybody will have at least one tap tower. So that'll be the main way we'll want you guys to scan in your leads. Anybody who comes to the booth, attendees can tap in. They're at the front of your booth. So hopefully that's nice and easy for your attendees. That way it's, a little bit more comfortable for them. Just keep in mind, right, this is a lot of people's first event back. I know Salesforce is pretty limited this week, up in 20 minutes that way. So this is a lot of people's first event back, first IRL event. So please, everything is very comfortable outside. Even our production teams have been saying how it's been nice to be outside, but just keep that in mind, right, that people will probably want to tap in. It's always good practice just to ask somebody before you scan them, like, hey, do you mind tapping in? That's a good way to get their lead. Or, hey, do you mind if I scanned you? Or do you mind tapping in to get them as a lead? So that it's up to you. Put on the attendees for whatever they're comfortable with. Don't assume that everyone's, just because they're coming to an event doesn't mean they want you in their personal bubble 1 foot away from them. So let me check the chat on lead scanners. Scanners. Oh, do we get the leads right away? Yes, you do, Alicia. Or Alicia. I don't know why I said it like that. Alicia, sorry. Maybe it is Alicia. You do get them. It takes about a minute or so just to go from either the tower or your lead scanner to your lead booster app. So give it a minute. But yeah, it's instantaneous. If for some reason you don't get it right away, it does do a hard backup at the end of each evening. So at the end, we'll also give you an export in case there were some folks that you missed or folks you didn't realize tapped in.
Okay.
All right. Can you confirm, more lead scanner questions. Can you confirm which information is included?
Yes, we can. You get first name, last name, company, email. In essence, what you would have gotten when you register for your ticket, that's what you're getting when somebody scans. So yes. It's yes.
Job title 2 is included. For most folks, country is the last one. That's like the mandatory field. Qualification questions, Sarah. So you can, once they tap in, you can go into your app, and then like if you have your custom qualification questions, you can start filling it out. The other thing to know is when you guys do all get your leads, you will see some people have more fields available. That's just the fields we just rattled off are the minimum that we deliver. Some people have more information, like some people offer up their revenue range, company stage, XYZ, like number of employees. Not everybody does that though, because it's not required for like all of our data privacy stuff. So what we just mentioned is what's required and what you'll get. And yes, there will be an on-site lead scanning help desk. It will be in the giant registration tent. You can't miss it. It'll actually say like lead scanner help. And you can also come up to one of us if you're like not sure where that is or where to find it. We can put you in the right direction on site. So SaaStr team will have their own booth. Clayton will be in the sponsor hall. We'll have a few other team members around, so you can always just ask a staff member if you're not sure, or if you're having issues, just come find one of us, one of these happy faces.
Which was a good follow-up to, is there an on-site lead scan help desk?
I just answered that.
I know, that's a really good, I'm just going to say it twice. Find the person in the purple staff shirt. That's the answer.
They're blue. Are you?
I could be. They're blue. I saw them once. Okay, I saw them once.
Yeah, they're blue. They're
blue. Sorry.
Yeah, find somebody in the staff shirt. We'll point you in the right direction. But yes, there is a dedicated help desk on site. They can help you troubleshoot, and they're the people who like make the app, so they're even better people to ask than us. But they can definitely help you if you've got any questions.
Question.
Okay. Lead scanners. Right. Good. Okay. So I'm just going to go through a few things on the note before you go. Everybody drop in your questions because we're going to leave plenty of time for questions today since this is the last one. So big things, final reminders to know before you come on site. If you're from out of town and you don't have a car, you're probably going to take an Uber or a Lyft or our shuttle. So let me flip over to the shuttle times here. This is our shuttle times. If you put it into Google Maps, there is a SaaStr annual pin. Again, it's at 1346 Saratoga Drive address. The shuttle goes back and forth from Franklin Templeton, which is our off-site parking. It's about 5 minutes away, a 10-minute walk. The shuttle goes from there to San Mateo. There's a different shuttle that also goes from Crown Plaza to San Mateo County Event Center. So those are the two shuttle routes. They're going in a constant loop back and forth. So depending on where you are at Franklin Templeton, you'll probably be waiting 5 minutes to get on shuttle. If you're at Crown, you'll probably be waiting 10 minutes because it's about a 10-minute back and forth. So about 10 minutes or so. We've got plenty of signage for on-site for the shuttle time. So if you get there and you don't remember, these are the tentative times for our shuttles to be running. They may change a little bit if like no one's on the last bus at 8 p.m. Then we'll break early, and at that point get an Uber. But this is our shuttle schedule. We'll also have some pedicabs. So those are like those bicycle cabs running from Franklin. And it is a short walk. So if you don't feel like waiting, you can walk. I just walked it last week. It was about a 7-minute walk, but I walk fast. So it's really close by.
You do
For
walk.
those who, I do walk fast. So I'm a fast walker and a fast talker. Parking, if you are renting a car or you're local or you've got a bunch of swag stuff that you're bringing in a vehicle, you do need to reserve your parking now. If you want a 3-day pass, that's your best bet. That way you can park all 3 days. It's $35. Please reserve it now. We'll have some availability to do it last minute on site, but it's a lot easier and quicker if you do it now. So click on one of these links for whichever parking you need, if it's all 3 days or Monday, Tuesday, or just Wednesday. This lot is on property on campus. So if you're bringing stuff and unloading it, this is where you're going to want to park. Also, if you don't want to like walk very far from like our offsite walk and do my 8-minute walk and then walk to your booth, this is closer. This is about a 60-second walk to your booth. So it's a lot closer and more convenient. So noted for that.
Get your preferred parking now. Go do it.
Get your preferred parking now. Oh, we're getting some questions on parking. I love it. I've got quite a few items that you're bringing on site that will require me several trips back and forth. I will be there on site Sunday. Where can I park? Okay, so Sunday parking is a little bit different. Great question, Lisa, and to anybody coming Sunday. And yes, we will be sharing this deck after the call with the know before you go. So if you're coming Sunday, you can use that 1346 Saratoga Drive address. It will get you, it kind of points you like to the east lawn. Basically look for all the tents and the main sign for SaaStr annual. Parking on Sunday will be free in the east lot. That way you can unload for your booth. We did it purposely for that reason. So if you're coming Sunday, go park there. We will have attendants directing you. So don't worry if you like go to the wrong address. Don't worry, don't stress it. Like it's a big campus and there's literally 4 addresses for one campus, depending on what side you're trying to get on. It's really big. So if you come, you can pop in that 1346 Saratoga Drive. That'll take you to the main gate. And then we will direct you from there. So not to worry. And if you get lost, we'll have signage and people. So we'll get you to the right place. Other than that, yeah, this is it's still the same street for West parking lot. So that's why it's the same address. But you'll notice because there'll be people in the West parking lot, like with attendants for parking. So don't worry. Once you get here, if you are in the wrong place, they'll direct you to the right place. If for some reason you took a wrong turn, which is definitely understandable because it's big. But once you get here, get your bearings, you'll see it's fairly easy. If you're a digital sponsor, can I use the sponsor parking or do I use regular? Oh, I see, but you're attending. Hi, Heather. So if you're a digital sponsor, you can use this reserved parking. So I don't know that you'll be here Sunday because there's not digital content Sunday, but if you are attending, use the same links. This is the main sponsor parking here. Cool, great. Is there a specific location? Okay, you guys got that. Okay, cool, great. That's good questions on parking. If you guys think of something. Oh, Lisa says, question related to parking. Can I purchase, oh, great question. Can I purchase parking passes for all my team members driving into the event? Or is it best that they do it one by one? Lisa, you can do it all at once. It is a QR code. So if you hit this 3-day pass and you've got like 10 people coming for all 3 days that are driving in, you can just do it all at once. It'll give you 10 QR codes and then you can just distribute them their QR codes. They'll just show their QR codes once they get on site. So you can do your parking all at once. Nice and easy, simple. All right, that's parking. Food, I know a lot of you guys have been asking about the food schedule here. Clayton will be hanging out with you guys in the sponsor lounge, eating and drinking with you. We'll have some surprise and delight stuff. Sunday we'll have like coffee, snacks, etc. Just stuff as you guys are setting up. Some light snacks, again, some content around 1 p.m. Monday through Wednesday begins our full day of meals for sponsors. So all sponsor meals will be dedicated in the sponsor lounge, except for happy hours, because you guys will be at your booth. So breakfast times are here as well as lunch. There's a medley of assortments. There's, dietary restrictions are basically covered off on. But all that being said, if you've got like, I don't know, I know some of you have like booth activations with like cool food and beverages that are like fun that you're doing, like popsicles and ice cream and stuff. If you're not one of the ones doing those because your booth is maybe smaller, I just always feel like it's a good idea to bring booth snacks for your team members. Just, there's plenty of food and snacks around, but if you guys have specific stuff, or if you want to pick me up, or like Halloween candies in stock at Target right now, it is okay for you guys to stock your booths with those kinds of things. So that's food and beverage plus evening events. So there will be plenty of drinks, food. And I know a lot of sponsors, I know a lot of you are going to each other's evening events too. I've seen a lot of evening events for Monday. I've seen some lunches on Tuesday that are full. I'm seeing on Twitter that they're getting full. So I know a lot of you guys are mixing and mingling with one another as well. And yes, Caitlin, I did say there would be drinks and snacks in the sponsor lounge every day. So Sunday it'll be out there in the expo where you guys are setting up. But Monday through Wednesday, drinks and snacks every day. There's also some around the campus. And yes, booth staff does have access to food. And that is because we upgraded everyone's ticket from booth staff to just normal sponsor ticket. So everyone's got access to food. There's plenty of drinks, not only in the sponsor hall, but just throughout the campus. So a lot for you guys to take advantage of. You should never feel like you've gone hungry or ran out of coffee. If you do, tell Clayton. I'm sure there's just a secret stash or location you haven't discovered yet. That's right.
Super secret stash.
No joke. There's like 10 coffee stations. There's like a lemonade station. Like there's anything you could probably think of. We've got it. So that's that. Final reminder, I know a lot of you guys have done this, so thank you so much for those who've uploaded your vaccine card. Always a good idea just to have either your team lead or your individual team members have a photo proof of it. Again, not only for SaaStr, but if you guys go anywhere in SF County, which we're on the border of San Mateo County, but we're very close to San Francisco County, you do need your vax card to eat inside. So again, just a good in the general area of the Bay Area to have your vax card with you, not only for SaaStr, but for other activities that may ensue as well. So just good to have it on you. Did a lot of people, we've gone to restaurants, like digital's fine, a photo's fine. Lots of you guys have done this. A lot of you guys have been asking about your rapid test, so thank you for that. Again, just take a rapid test within 72 hours upon your first entrance. So this will either be Sunday or Monday for you. And we will be temperature scanning each day with an IV check. So after you get your badge the first day, you'll basically go into the express line the next days, which is a lot faster because you've already been vaccine verified as well as rapid tested. Masks are required. Yes.
Sorry, just keep going. I'll do it at the end. I thought you were about to switch topics. Keep going.
No, you're good. Masks are required indoors. This is a handful of places. So technically the sponsor lounge is indoors. It's got plenty of airflow though. The co-working space is also inside. Restrooms we have both inside and outside restrooms. So restrooms, you will need a mask. Forget yours. We'll have masks, so don't worry. I feel like people are probably going to give them away also. And yes, masks will be required in those places. There also will be some monitoring of like how many people are in the indoor spaces. So just something to be aware of there.
Okay, real quick. So all that talk about lead boosters, and I've had 10 emails in the last 5 minutes regarding them, which is good. I've also had a lot of people I see opening now for the first time the email with your lead booster information. Please do me a favor. Please check that the login works. It's just good to check it now. Check it now so that I can help tackle it now instead of on site on Sunday or Monday. And then you're running around going, oh my God, I never checked this. Oh my God, what do I do? Just go ahead, log in, make sure it's good. Please. Thank you. Silver plate. Excellent. All right.
All right, excellent. So I see some good questions coming in. Let me just peruse. Let me just hit our note before we get into open questions, because I know the questions are kind of scattered now. So Let me hit our no before you
I
go.
want like a no before you go like theme song, like you
I
know,
know we really need one.
like the night show. Like every time you bring up something, like it has like little entry music. This needs it for sure. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so this is the before you go. Clayton dropped it into chat. If you guys have, ooh, look at how many of you are on this. I love it. So I know it's a little long, so I apologize, but it is everything you could ever need to know for coming to SaaStr Annual this year. What to expect, attendees, health and safety guidelines, that campus map you've seen, how to register for digital content if you want to watch the digital content that's happening on Monday, badge pickup times we just mentioned, shipping, hotels, parking that we just mentioned, food and beverage schedules, basically everything we've gone through, as well as FAQs are in here. So a lot to go through. I think we've hit basically everything on this. Clayton, is there anything you want to hit as like a FAQ that you've been getting lately?
I'd say some of the biggest things I saw this week would be the COVID tests. Yes, we've said this today. Rapid tests are acceptable. Just make sure
Correct.
you just make sure you take a picture of your ID next to your negative COVID test with the date and time within 72 hours of picking up your badge and registering for SaaStr. But yes, rapid COVID tests are acceptable. And then lead boosters, probably one of the biggest questions we got this week are on page 8. And I highly encourage everyone to look at the FAQs near the bottom around page 13 to 15.
Cool. Yeah, there's a lot in there.
Health and safety header is broken from Sandy.
This one? I'm clicking the wrong one.
Well, that seems to work.
Okay. I think
this one? Oh, this one.
Yeah. Yeah. So Sandy, the way that works is important resources linked to external documents and then contents linked to internal documents. So the contents tab goes below and then the second part above it goes elsewhere.
If you scroll down, there's a lot here.
You're welcome. She goes, thank you.
There's a lot in this know before you go. I definitely recommend going through it with your teams before you show up on site. Again, it'll just know meal times, what you're having for lunch on, I don't know, Wednesday. You can look it up here. Snacks, grab and go. Like, here are the snacks. Tuesdays, there's voodoo chips. I personally love voodoo chips. If you've never had them, they're amazing. People are gonna be like, so personally, Amelia picked a lot of the snacks and the band for the big party. There is a lot in here, so everything you need to know is in here. The lead booster guides in here. Sorry, I'm talking too quickly. The sponsor checklist, basically anything you need is in here. So let me stop sharing there and get into questions.
All right.
My Q&A go. Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. If you have not already, please feel free to drop your question into the chat. This time is for you guys, so we'll answer any and all questions that come our way. First question, is there a way to connect with other attendees through the app or something? So that would be on Braindates. So when you log into Braindates, you'll notice there's 2 options for networking. One is via topics, which is the first tab. Let me pull it up actually, and I'll just show you guys. So let me restart my screen share on here, and then I'll show you how to network with people. So this is our main way to do networking. You can see, once you log in, you can browse by topic, or you can browse by people. So you'll see there's like 500 people in here. Like if I wanted to talk with Andrea, who's one of our sponsors, I could book a time to see if she's hosting any brain dates, and she is. Or I could talk about no dilution. Not really relevant to me, but if I wanted to strike up a conversation, I could do it that way. So 2 ways to network there. That is our main way of networking. I know I've seen a few questions like, are we doing Brella? We're not doing Brella this year. They've kind of gone more on the virtual side versus in person. We still very much love the Brella team, but it's more concentrated on virtual than IRL, in my opinion. Also, it's confusing to have like 3 networking apps. Cool. So that's that question. Next one. Luca, for your digital, so for any of you who are a digital sponsor, if you have a digital speaker who did not receive their Zoom link, that will be forthcoming this week along with their calendar invite. So you've not missed it yet. I believe the speaker team is looking to send those out Thursday and Friday. So if you don't have one by like Friday afternoon, give us a shout. Okay, can you mark the leads as hot or warm in the app? That is up to you for what you put in for your qualification questions. So you can make one like hot or cold, and then in your notes, people can say hot, cold, lukewarm, porridge just right.
Yeah, and even on page 8 of the sponsor Know Before You Go, there's a link that says, you know, like watch how Lead Booster works. It even shows you like where you click the hot, warm, and cold buttons there. So
Clayton
page
has
8
memorized
of
it.
the Know Before You Go. Yeah, I would say that lead scanners and anything to do with the COVID rapid test have been the 2 biggest FAQs this week. So please, please, please check out the Know Before You Go, especially page 8 if you have questions about lead scanners.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. And question here related to parking. Can cars be left overnight? No. So you will have to move your car at the end of the evening. So whenever SaaStr Annual is closing that day, if it's like, you know, Monday, it's 6 after happy hour. If it's Tuesday, it's 8 p.m. You know, there's time for you to get to your car, like 8 p.m. after the big party, or Wednesday after the wrap party. You will need to move your vehicle or they will tow it. So do not leave your car there overnight. Okay. I know it's tempting. But if you need to leave your car overnight somewhere, you can leave it at Crown if you're staying there and then take the shuttle. So that's a good hack if you want some overnight parking and you don't want to move your car, Michael.
Really common question that seems to be being emailed to me directly right now. Sorry to cut you off. And it's there. I'm getting questions from the actual sponsor webinar via email, which is awesome.
I love it.
Just one more time. I know this is it's unclear. So I want to make this super clear. We have emailed the main point of contact, okay, at each company that you guys gave us, said this is the point of contact. We have emailed them their login credentials for the Lead Booster app, for the lead scanner, okay? Every single person on your team that is going to SaaStr can use that specific login credential that was given to that POC. They can all use it at the same time. You do not need individual registration, individual logins for each member of your team. You only need the one, and everyone can use it, and as much as they want. Okay, so just to be clear, I'm getting that quite a few times. So I just want to make sure it's really clear. Every single person can use the same login. Every single.
And Brian, you and I talked about it that day. I believe Brian individually sent this email with usernames and passwords to everybody on September 15th. So if you're going to go back, I believe it was September 15th, go back and look for an email from Brian that has your username and password that everybody at your company can use to log into Lead Booster.
Exactly. Yes. Also, media. We will have members of the media on site. Those members of the media do not have not given us permission to share their information with the general public, our sponsors, or anyone else. So I know we're getting a lot of questions about media and who will be there and can they get in touch. We are unable to share it. I can tell you they will be there. I've been working diligently on that. But that said, just putting it out there, I know everyone's asking, we don't have the ability to put you in touch with anyone from the media.
Yeah, this is for anyone who's a returning or new sponsor too. We don't share it any years. So this is just something we have a fair amount of members of the media and press and like PR relations coming. We do not share it with sponsors. We don't share it with speakers unless they specifically ask us to get in touch with the speaker. Then we work with the speaker's PR teams to see if they want to get in touch. We do not loop people in directly, as you can imagine, because everybody asks us for this. We don't share it out. It's a big privacy issue for the media who are attending. They don't want to feel like they're bombarded because then they won't come back to SaaStr. I've had a few people who've had that experiences in previous years or at other events. So we try and keep it very low-key private. You won't even know that they are press because it doesn't say press anywhere. So I know you're like, oh, you guys probably just don't even have press. I'm like, we've a lot of media coming. They do like to remain private. If they come up to you and they, disclose to you that they're a member of the media and they're doing like interviews, obviously you're more than welcome to chat with them then. But other than that, we do try and keep it pretty private because unless they want to be connected with you, then we'll connect you. But there's a lot obviously going on at this event. So we try and respect their privacy.
Lisa, thank you for sharing the subject line that I sent out with your login details in the chat. I appreciate that. Annie, in terms of the lead booster, and whether the hot, warm, cold appears as like a preset. You should be able to choose your qualification question when you get it set up. In terms of a preset, Amelia, do you know if that's a preset or not?
I believe it is a preset for hot, warm, cold. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
If not, you could definitely program, or I don't know if you guys, some people do red, yellow, green though, right? So I believe hot, warm, cold is preset. And then like if you want to do your own, you can just set a qualification as like temperature and then do red, yellow, green. So it just depends on how you do, or some people do scoring on offhand. Just depends on how you guys do your lead scoring.
Great.
All right, I'm going to continue with questions. I know we've got more pouring in. Keep them coming. Will there be water stations throughout the site? Yes. So we'll have plenty of SaaStr swag bucks, plenty of SaaStr water bottles. I know a lot of you guys are bringing your own water bottles. We will have flow water stations throughout the venue. They'll be really easy to find. So there'll be plenty of cold water to tap into there. Great question, Almira. Ray Luca asked, great question, can speakers bring +1s to the VIP reception? So please work with Clayton on this because it is an invite only event. It is a little bit more stringent. So Ray Luca, just let us know who they're trying to bring with them. All right, a few questions on virtual. So for virtual streaming, that's happening on Monday from 7 to 1. What's the link to access the virtual stream? And do you have to register? You don't have to register. We will be streaming it on SaaStrAnnual.com as well as our social media platforms. However, it's better if you do so that you can kind of build your schedule and see what you want to watch because there is concurrent content at the same time. So if you want to register, you just go to digital.SaaStrAnnual.com. It's completely free, so you could just sign up there for the digital sessions on Monday. Back to a few questions on COVID tests. Is a phone timestamp enough proof for a date on the COVID test? Yes, it is. I mean, a phone works, a laptop works, just whatever can show your date and time next to your ID will work. Sometimes it's hard though to take a photo of your phone if you're using your phone to take the photo. So little inception there. So within 72 hours, clarifying question, does this mean we take after entering or does it mean we can take it as early as previous Friday? Okay, so the COVID test for 72 hours is 72 hours upon your first entry to SaaStr Annual. I don't know when that is. Brian doesn't know when that is. Only you know when that is. So you'll know if you're coming Sunday or if you're coming Monday. So if you're coming like Sunday and you're flying on Friday and you've got to get the flight anyway, a Friday test is fine. Just bring your proof with you. That is great. So within 72 hours upon your first entrance to SaaStr Annual, if you do enter Sunday, because by the time it's Wednesday, you'll fall out of a 72-hour period, our team will likely retest you on site. That one will be free. Don't worry about it. And you'll know because you'll get this colored wristband. So our team will take care of it. Again, if you have any issues with the COVID test, our health and safety team has been doing many events. They're very well versed. They're the ones who checked all your guys' vaccine cards. I can't even tell you how many events they've done. I feel like it's over 100. So they've done this a lot. They'll definitely help you. If you have any COVID tests, there's a whole health and safety screening, not only at our satellite, but especially at our main registration. They can help you there. So if for some reason you took your test and you fall out of 72 hours by like a minute, they can help get you retested. Don't stress it. So they're ready to go. They're already here. So they're ready. They've been testing all our production crews. So not to worry on testing there. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to group these. Okay. Yeah.
So should we have received the confirmation or an invitation for the VIP reception?
Question. I'm not sure who's asking.
Depends. That came from Kate Wickham.
Depends on if you're already registered for the VIP reception. Our final attendees will get a calendar invite with more information on where to go for the VIP reception, as well as an email reminder. And VIPs will know if you're invited. You'll basically have an email or a calendar invite with where to go. So a few questions I'm seeing on shipping. If you ship items to the warehouse, you will get a notification when they arrive to the Freeman warehouse. Is there another way to see if they've actually arrived? No, that is the best way. And then they will drop it directly to your booth. So they're unable to go and take photos of everybody's shipments because there's a lot of shipments. I'm literally staring at a bunch of sponsor shipments. So unfortunately, we can't take photos, but if it says arrived, then you are good to go. Is there a shuttle to and from the Marriott? Unfortunately not. So there's only the 2 shuttles from Franklin Templeton and then Crown Plaza. So hopefully that helps answer any other shuttle related questions. A few questions on the breakdown of current attendees. Brian.
Well, the breakdown of I try not to break down my attendees. I only uplift them. I want them to be really bad. We are expecting right now. We're already surpassed 5,000 registrations, which is
not 500, 5,000.
5,000. Yeah. So we're very excited about that. It's going to really result in an impactful and yet exciting event for in a time when events aren't really happening. So we're really pumped to have that kind of turnout. Just goes to show that people are excited to get back. Where do we finish? I don't know. Tell your friends. Maybe we can get way above that. You need more tickets? Let me know. Okay, I know how to. I know a guy. I'm going to get 7 emails off that one comment. I need tickets.
Will.
Yeah, I need tickets. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's okay. I'm happy to answer. I'm happy to
All right,
help.
a few more questions before running out of time here. I'll try and hit the big ones. Katie, great question here on the Know Before You Go, like sponsor times versus registration opening. So yeah, as noted, there are certain times sponsor halls open, but like SaaStr annual attendees are being let in. It doesn't mean that we're shuffling them through the sponsor hall at that point. Keep in mind, there's other things open in the morning aside from the sponsor hall. So co-working space, brain dates. There's a lot of like morning networking that people are going to, hence the about 1 hour gap. So if your team wants to be there, because again, I cannot corral attendees. There might be some stragglers going through at the sponsor hall. I always think it's good to have some staff in the morning, but definitely not required and not necessary. So good question there. Is there food at the big party? Yes, there is. So it'll be like light bites and snacky things there. A few questions here on when you guys are getting your leads. So if it's a booth scan and you either scan them or they tap in, that's pretty much instantaneous. If you have a workshop, whether it be in person or virtual, you will get them within 72 hours after the close of the event. So not 72 hours after your session necessarily, but 72 hours after the close of SaaStr Annual.
Real quick,
yeah,
let me just that is 5,000 registrations in person. We have a whole slew of others that come digitally.
We're counting them separately.
I know it's hard to fathom, like COVID, this is crazy. What do you mean there's 5,000 registrations for in-person SaaStr, and we're thrilled and pumped about it because it's going to really make an awesome show.
Yeah, great comfort. Yeah, great clarification. Yeah, 5,000 in person. We do count our digital separately. That's more because those people have to go through health and safety. So we count those separately so that we know for staffing for a lot of reasons. But yeah, it's 5,000.
Which is a really good call out for those that are going to be in the area sooner to get your registration, like your pass, like done on Sunday. Because there's going to be 5,000 people. Like, just get it done early. You're going to be happy that you did.
Do it Sunday. Agreed. Do it Sunday. Cool. Some shipping related questions. I'll just hit Hunter. What happens if items arrive at the warehouse on the 27th? Well, that's past the date they were supposed to get their Hunter. Let's put you in touch with Freeman on getting a one-off delivery from there to here. I know don't worry, we will make it work, but I'm sure they'll charge you for it. So nothing to fret. We can get your stuff here. Hunter Clayton will follow up with you on our Freeman contact. Anybody else who has a Freeman very specific related questions to packages being delivered to your booth, you can either get in touch with Clayton. We've got a dedicated Freeman contact who you can coordinate with now, or once you get here Sunday, you can tell them Sunday. So really whatever's easier for you guys. So that's that. Let me go through the chat questions in our last few minutes. I think we had all the Q&A, the formal Q&A. Review our sessions. There's a question on the digital sessions. Do you get the leads from people who view your sessions? So one thing to note, you will get everybody who signed up for your sessions virtually. We do stream it to various places. So some of those places capture attendees, most of them do not. So like YouTube is not tracking who's watching your live stream. We also stream these very popularly on our social media. We've done an air for 10 events. So if you go back on some of our social, I'm sure you've seen some of them get like 5,000, a few thousand, some of them get 10,000 views. So the views can vary based on the content, speaker, time of day, etc., mainly based on the content. So stream views, we will not be able to share because that is anonymous data, but we will share with you the total amount of aggregate viewers. Aggregate? I was like, that's a weird word.
Aggregate. Yes.
That's a weird word.
Okay.
Any other questions before
what else? What else? Come on, I know there's a lot more. My inbox tells me every morning. What else?
I was like, we couldn't have possibly made it through them all.
No way. All right. Speak now or forever hold. Okay, I'm gonna go.
And from this point forward, Brian will be taking no questions until you see.
Right, no questions. That's it. Until next week's sponsor webinar.
Just you know, they're gonna believe you that there is.
Yeah, people are gonna show. Do not join next week. There isn't one. Okay. Cool.
Last question. What's the official number for SaaStr? Sorry, I don't know if I understand this question in the chat. Like official, like do we have an official phone number? Oh, hashtag.
Oh, hashtag. Oh. I read it as number like, 2.
Number like attending number. Phone number. I'm like, I'll give you Brian's personal cell phone number.
You can have my personal cell phone number. It's already been.
Great question. Up. It's hashtag SaaStr annual. Yeah. Cool. I love it. A lot of you guys have been tagging us already. And I know Jason, our CEO, is tweeting a lot of like preview stuff. So if you're curious at how annual setup is going, look on his Twitter.
I just want to call out to all of the awesome sponsors on this webinar. We've seen you all over LinkedIn, all over Twitter, shouting us out and getting excited and getting pumped up. And just want to say a word of thanks for spreading the word and getting the energy up. We're just as thrilled to see you all. We're just as thrilled to get out and get the party started and meet and share and learn and grow together. So this is going to be an awesome event coming up here soon. So
yes, we're very excited. If you guys think of anything, email sponsor success. Brian, I'll see you tomorrow on site. We're on actually day 4 of load-in. So we started Sunday, guys. It takes a full week to set up annual as a festival. But let me tell you, for those who are wondering, myself included, is a festival style SaaStr annual really going to work? The answer is yes. It looks really good, actually. So it's actually pretty fun. So we're excited to see all of you. You guys cannot get here soon enough. We are like, if I could open the doors now, I would. So excited to see you all and be back in person. Hopefully you guys are excited. Hopefully, your prospects, customers, new friends, new faces are coming, and a lot of you guys are doing fun site events and stuff and networking with one another. So yeah, see you soon. Get your COVID test, bring your vaccine.
Yeah.
He's playing Cash. So
Cash is back. Let's go. See you all Sunday. Still can't dance. I have no idea.